New video, different spot. This is pretty much going to be the exact same format as the video I made about tea like a week ago. Why is it that whenever I start filming, somebody has to walk by my window or my door or anywhere around me? Hello? I had so many of you guys commenting on that video, giving me your theories and giving me ideas on what might be happening, and I really want to share them with you guys. I don't know how many of you actually go through and read other people's comments. I know a lot of you guys don't even comment to begin with, so I don't know if like you go through the comment section at all, so we're here. Welcome. But before we get started, I wanted to address this situation. The other day I got really bored, and for some reason I decided to go to Hobby Lobby. Actually, not even just like for some reason. I fucking love Hobby Lobby. That's like one of my favorite stores of all time, not sponsored, and they have the cutest shit, let me tell you. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got inspired because I saw this cute little like rolly cart thing, and if you guys don't care about like interior design or if you don't give a shit about my background, you guys can just skip. But I saw this cute little rolly cart and I was like, okay, I really want that for like right next to my front door so I can just put cute little things on it, and like when I walk inside I can set my keys down and not lose them like I do every day. So once I found that little rolly thing, I started looking for things that I could put on top of it, which is how I found like pretty much all of that. And then I found this table and I fell in love with this table more than the other one, so I bought this one, and then I came home and I set it up. I don't know. I also bought some other stuff that's like over there, but I just don't feel like standing up and showing you, so maybe I'll show you at the end of the video if I remember. I mean, you guys can probably guess by now that I love decorating. Like I love buying little things and putting them together and making things work together. It's like, I don't know, I just like doing it. So I was bored the other day and I redecorated half my apartment. Yeah, so I'm gonna start filming here instead of in my bedroom. I used to have like a light, like actual lighting, but I can't find it fucking anywhere. So I'm too far away from my window for the natural lighting to be like really good. So the lighting is gonna be kind of weird for the first couple videos because I think I have to go buy a new light. I have no idea what I did with mine. I have no idea. I also have another story that I want to tell you guys. This has nothing to do with Ouija boards. I don't know, I feel like talking right now, but I know majority of the things I'm gonna talk about do deal with Ouija boards. So yeah, I just have like a funny little story, and this is not a story that's long enough to tell in its own video, but I really want to tell you guys. So we're gonna crack open a cold Diet Coke with the boys, and I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm wearing a shirt under my shirt and the straps keep falling down, and I've never hated my life more. Also, I got cinnamon rolls. What was I saying? Oh, my story. So all of my friends came into town like this last weekend, and for some reason we all decided that we wanted to go to a trampoline park one of the days. And so we've been to one before, like with a huge group of us, but whenever we went, it was typically pretty empty, and so it would just be us in there. And so we got to this trampoline park, and there were so many little kids there, which I mean is to be expected. We're going to a trampoline park. We're probably a little bit too old for that, but it's fun, and you go with all your friends and whatever. So we go, and there's like 500 birthday parties happening. So there's like 4 million children at this place, and then us. So normally at the trampoline parks, you're not really allowed to do tricks or flips or anything like that because you could hit somebody. But there was this one trampoline where they didn't really care what you did. It was just like this long trampoline. And so I went over there because I like to do tricks and shit, and I like to show off to all the children watching me. And so I was over there doing flips and stuff, and this 5-year-old boy, like the cutest little kid, came over to me and he was like, is that all you got? Watch what I can do. So he started doing flips, and pretty much all of his flips were the same thing, which I mean, okay, I'm not trying to like hate on this kid, but like you guys are gonna understand why I'm a little bit salty later. So this kid comes over and he, you know, does the flip, and then he stands up and he's like, all right, now show me what you got. So then I would do a trick and I'd be like, okay, now show me what you got. And it was just like this, I don't know, it was just fun. Like this kid was so cute, and I was like, okay, I want to like adopt you. Like I don't know, I love kids, if you guys didn't know that. So me and this kid are having like a freestyle competition of whose flips are better and all that shit. So we're just going back and forth for maybe like 10 minutes. I mean, it really wasn't that long. And then all my friends decided that we wanted to go play dodgeball. So we walk over to the little dodgeball court, and it ends up being like the 8 of us who are, again, too old to be there against like 20 kids. But this 5-year-old kid who was like following us before comes to our dodgeball team, and we were like, okay, dude, like what's up? Like, are you ready to play? So it's fun. We ended up losing. It's kind of embarrassing, but we lost. And so we decided to just go to like the regular trampolines where pretty much everybody was. So we go out there, and this little kid follows us again. And I mean, at this point, I'm just like, okay, he's like a 5-year-old boy. He probably thinks like it's so cool to hang out with the older kids, whatever, even though we're really lame. So he comes over there, and all my friends were like, all right, he's obsessed with you. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I was hanging out with him before. I mean, I feel like that's just like what little kids do. They start hanging out with you, and then they want to show off and whatever. I mean, it's 5. It's really not that deep. But then this kid starts saying stuff, like the most offensive things, like things that I literally cannot repeat because that's how offensive they were. And me and all of my friends were in shock because this kid is screaming these just absolutely offensive things, and he's right next to us, so it makes it sound like we're telling him to say these things. So he's going off, and he even like was like making hand gestures, like you guys know what I mean, like towards me and towards my friends. Like he was like, my brother does this, and like, oh my god, I literally was like panicking because I am so bad with that kind of stuff. I'm really bad at like disciplining children, which is like why I probably shouldn't have kids. And he's also not my child. Like I don't know this kid. Like I met this kid like 30 minutes ago when we were having like a freestyle competition with flips and shit. So I don't know this kid. So I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh my God, how do I make this kid stop saying these things? Like, this is so bad. Like, we're surrounded by other people. We're surrounded by families. We're surrounded by children, like little kids. And then he starts pushing other kids. Like, he was like, hey, watch this. And he'd go and he'd push somebody. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm not encouraging this. I promise everybody working here, I'm not encouraging this. He was trying to show off to me and my friends, but it just got really intense to the point where we literally kept walking away from him. Like, he's 5. I got uncomfortable from a 5-year-old. Like, I got so uncomfortable in the presence of a child because that's how bad this was. Like, it was awful. Like, at one point we thought he was leaving and like his sister was carrying him away and he's screaming and calling his sister a bitch, and then all of a sudden he's like right behind my head and I'm like, where'd you come from? So then we decided to just leave because I mean our hour was almost up anyways, and as we were leaving, I'm not even kidding, this kid was like on the railing like this. Like, this kid was so sad to watch me go. Like, I hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave. But to say the least, it was a very interesting trip to the trampoline park. And now let's get into the actual video, shall we? If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you watched my video from last week about my theory on what happened to T. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it because you're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about in this video. I feel like I say that a lot, but this whole journey that we've been on, there's just so much to it, and I say so much in every video that it's really hard to recap it. So again, if you guys haven't watched it, I will have it linked down below. Go watch that video and then come back here and we'll see you here. Basically though, I talked about what I thought happened to T and maybe why I couldn't contact her, why I literally can't use the Ouija board right now. And a lot of you guys were commenting your theories as well. A lot of people agreeing with me, a lot of people disagreeing and giving me their opinion. And so I screenshotted a bunch of different things that I would like to talk about in this video. I mean, there are so many of you who know so much about the paranormal and you know so much about Ouija boards. And so, I mean, your opinions and your thoughts mean the world to me because I have no idea what I'm doing here. But again, I screenshotted some points that I kind of wanted to touch on. A lot of people were saying that they really just think I need a new board. But here's the thing with that. So the board that I've been using right now is the board with the wolf on it. So it's like the circular board. It's not just the regular Ouija board that you get from Barnes & Nobles or Toys R Us or whatever the fuck. I do have one of those, and that's actually the one that I was using in Arizona. And if you guys remember, I kind of talked about it. In Arizona, that board that I used, I literally could not contact anything. With this board, the one right here, the wolf board, that's the board where basically we would get on and it would move very, very slowly and we could get answers, but it would take, I mean, the longest time just for it to move across the board. And at some points it would move so slow and then it would just kind of stop out of nowhere and we would get nothing. But the board that I use in Arizona, which is just like the regular Ouija board, I mean, we sat there for an hour and just literally got nothing. So I'm not really sure if it has anything to do with the boards because I've used 2 separate boards. I am gonna go buy a new board because I think at this point I'm willing to test anything because I really want it to work. I want to be able to talk to T. Like, I don't want to not be able to use the board. Does that make sense? I want to be able to use the board and I want to be able to talk to T. So at this point, I'm willing to try anything. So I'm gonna go buy a new board and I'm gonna try it and see if it works. But a lot of people were also telling me to see if, you know, if it really is the board, to have people use it in front of me and me just watch and see if they get anything because it might just be me blocking the board. But okay, I'm gonna read you guys some of the comments you guys have and then we're just gonna discuss it a little bit. Okay, so Shelby said, I know that if you use the board too much, your energy dissipates and you should wait a while before using it again. But I mean, honestly, like I only use the board every once in a while. It's not like I'm using it every single day or every single week. I mean, you guys can literally go back. I've probably made, what, a total of 8 Ouija board videos, and that might even be too much. And it's like over the span of months. Like, I really only use the board like maybe once a month. And this board in specific, I mean, I've only probably used it 3 or 4 times. Like, I really haven't used either board that many times. So that's kind of like, oh fuck, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go buy one just so I can see if maybe that is the issue. But it's just so hard for me to believe that 3 or 4 times and this thing's just like wiped out. And then somebody else said, you need to get a new board. I've done some research and I've gotten the same answer from every website and I've tested it myself. A powerful spirit most likely possessed the board and you need to get rid of it because only bad things will happen. So instead of the board just kind of being like out of energy, a lot of you guys seem to think that something evil attached itself to the board, but T is so powerful at this point that she's able to kind of stop me from even using it. So if I were to get a new board, it would be completely clean from these evil spirits. So I mean, it would have to be 2 different spirits, or maybe it's the same spirit attached to both boards. But here's my problem, and this is kind of what I'm nervous about. I'm scared that if I get a new board, what if it knows and it's just automatically attached to the new board? Like, I don't know if it's something with me. I don't know if getting a new board will be enough at this point. But then, I mean, obviously there's more about people saying why it might have to do with me. Oh, somebody commented whore. That was awesome. Someone said, I'm legitimately on the verge of tears right now after hearing your theory and reading everybody else's. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's absolutely crazy the things that could possibly be happening with all of this. It sucks so badly because I want to be able to speak to her and I want to be able to share her with you guys because, like, this is the most insane thing I have like, I don't know. I never would have thought that any of this would be possible the first time I used the board. Like how far we've come from all of this, and I don't want this to stop here. I mean, I wanted this to continue on like for fucking ever. I don't know. I wanted to be able to find out who she was when she was alive and all of that stuff. And so it just sucks to think that we might not be able to speak to her ever again. And I don't know, that I don't even like to think about that. But they said, I think T is definitely attached to you. I have a feeling that there's another spirit that's trying to overpower her and trying to harm you in some way. They also brought up that when we first started using the board, we would put a silver coin on it, and apparently that was supposed to ward off bad spirits. And so they told me to try doing that again. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the board that I already have, and I'm going to try to put the silver coin on it, see if that works. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna buy a new board. Hopefully that works. If that doesn't work, a lot of people were telling me to like sage my apartment, sage the board, sage myself, and just try to do anything to get rid of any evil spirits and then try it again. I mean, at that point, I don't even know what else I would try. I can't remember if I already said this or not, but a lot of people said that I could just sit in the room and watch people use my board and see if it moves for them, to see if it really has to do with me, or maybe it is the board. And then even at that point, buy a new board, do the same thing. You know, have two people use it while I'm there. I don't touch the board, I just watch it happen to see if they can contact anything, and then maybe have them end the session and then me rejoin. Because that's pretty much the only way I think that I can tell whether it's me or the board or what the fuck it is. I mean, because, well, at that point, if it doesn't work either way, I have no idea what it would be. That's what's kind of freaking me out. A lot of you guys brought up Riley too. Okay, so Riley was this person, I mean, she was literally there for like one video and we never even spoke to her. I've said it before, but this feels like a TV show. Like Riley guest starred on one episode and whatever. But somebody was like, I have a feeling that maybe it's Riley trying to overpower her, because T was able to kind of stop her. I don't know if you guys remember, this was a while ago, but me and my sister were talking to T, and randomly during the session, the planchette would just stop like in the middle of the board. And so I would say, are you okay? And she would always go to no. And so I would say like, is somebody trying to take over the board? And she'd say yes. And so I was like, okay, whenever you're good, just go to 8 or whatever. And so it would literally be like 5 minutes like of it just sitting there, and we would just wait patiently, waiting to see if anything happened, and eventually it would move to 8. And that happened a couple times throughout the video, and every time it was just like 30 seconds or maybe 3 minutes or maybe 5 minutes or maybe 15 seconds, but it was always her trying to like get her to fucking back off so that she could talk to us. But whenever she knew it was okay, she'd move it back to 8 to say like, okay, it's me, we're good. And so a lot of people were like, maybe it's the same thing. Like maybe it moves so slowly because they're fighting over it, but then she's stopping it because she doesn't know what else to do. And maybe it's taking a lot longer now than it was before for her to have it back or have control. I don't know. Because I mean, we would literally sit there. Me and Morgan sat for 30 minutes. Me, my brother, his girlfriend, like everybody who came during the session in Arizona sat there for almost an hour and nothing happened. So it's like, fuck, like maybe I guess we just need to fucking sit there and wait for 4 hours. Like I have no idea. A lot of you guys don't seem to think that she moved on, which honestly makes me feel a lot better because I don't want to believe that she moved on. But somebody had this theory, and this is a really sad theory, so if you guys, okay, just, I'm sorry, this is sad, this is gonna make you sad. So somebody said, this is a wild theory relating to T and isn't uplifting, but it's better than thinking she's being overpowered by a demonic spirit. My theory is that maybe instead of some stronger spirit that is keeping her from contacting, maybe T is slowly being forgotten in the real world. Maybe the people that knew her when she was living are slowly forgetting her, and when she's completely forgotten, she has no more energy and she's gone for good. Maybe that's the purgatory stage. You simply exist in that stage until nobody's left in the real world that can retain memory of you. Again, I know it's a wild theory, but it's just a thought. But my thing with that is like, me and Kayla are constantly thinking about her, and so are you guys. I would completely understand if it's like, let's say, I don't know, I don't want to think of an example of this. Let's say I had like a hamster, my hamster died and my hamster was in purgatory. I would understand if like maybe me and my family forgot about the hamster, but this is like a person, and I feel like her family's still living and we're still living. Like all of you guys know who she is. I just feel like it's so hard to believe that like she would be leaving when so many people are thinking about her constantly. Like maybe we don't count, like maybe it doesn't count if we didn't know her when she was alive, but I would hope that like us caring about her is enough to keep her there. I really wanted to share it with you guys though, because it's a completely different theory than pretty much anything else I got on the video. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Like, do you guys think that's possible, or do you think that like we're enough for her? I mean, I have no idea. Again, I mean, all of this is so crazy to me. Half the time I feel crazy when I talk about it. There are so many possibilities with all of this. I'm just like, I don't know what to think. Oh, somebody also said, it doesn't really make sense, but what if Kayla kind of has something to do with it? Maybe T is connected to both of you, and somehow when Kayla comes home from Argentina, she'll be strong enough to talk to you. I really do think that if me and Kayla were to use the board, she would be a lot stronger, just because she does have this connection to both of us. I know she's comfortable with both of us, but I've also spoken to her with my sister before, so I feel like that's not 100% the reason. Maybe she's really weak. A lot of you guys had like this theory that because she was in Arizona, maybe coming here to talk to me, she's even weaker when she's here because it like took so much energy to get here. So maybe that might be it. So maybe if Kayla's here, she'll still be a little bit stronger, like she'll be stronger in Arizona or here or wherever we are, just because she has me and Kayla both. So that's definitely something I'm gonna try out. I actually see Kayla Oh my god, this next weekend. Oh my god, I'm so excited, you guys. I leave on the 30th to go to Florida, and then me and Kayla are driving to Texas. I cannot wait to see her. It has been 8 months. I have not seen my best friend in 8 months. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm so fucking excited. And I'm really excited to use the board with her and to try all these new things with her. I mean, we're literally gonna film a million videos together, so you guys better be prepared because my channel is going to turn into Kayla and Courtney collab channel. But okay, anyways. Somebody also said, it's possible she's protecting you from a negative spirit. It's possible that her energy may be weak. Sometimes when a person has been dead for a while, their energy can fade a bit. It's even possible, and this may be less likely, but worth mentioning, that you have a possible block in your energy field. Sometimes if we're under stress or going through a difficult time, it can affect our energy fields. The least possible scenario, but still worth mentioning, which I do agree with. I feel like when I've used the board recently, sometimes I'm just not in this super amazing mindset. Sometimes I just really don't feel like filming or recording, and I just kind of sit there and I'm annoyed almost that I'm not getting anything because I'm just like, what's happening? And I know that's probably affecting it a lot. So hopefully later on I can be in this better mindset and I can really focus all my energy on the board. But I do think that might have something to do with it. But I can't imagine that I would just get absolutely nothing every time I use the board. And especially after all the crazy things that happened at White Rock Lake, I just feel like there's something else. Like there has to be something else. Okay, and then back to my theory about them maybe moving on, like Hop, T, and Hank all moving on. Somebody was like, even if they moved on, you'd still be able to contact other spirits, which I don't know why that just like completely went over my head. They said, I feel like the theory of fighting over the board is more likely, or here are my theories. Maybe you are the one with something attached. Maybe it's something with your energy keeping spirits from using the board. Someone else commented about maybe T is protecting you from an evil spirit, and I also mentioned that on your last Ouija board video, and I think that might be exactly what's going on. I mean, I think we can all agree that T is most likely attached to me at this point. A lot of you guys think something evil is attached to me as well, which like absolutely terrifies me. I mean, I really never experience anything bad. And I live by myself, and I'm the most paranoid human being in the entire world, and I feel like I would definitely be noticing if anything was happening. So I don't know if anything's really attached to me personally. I feel like it's more likely that it is attached to one of the boards, or maybe they're attached to T and they're kind of following her because they know how sweet and innocent she is, and they think if they attach themselves to her, then whoever she speaks to, they can kind of like, you know, push it to the side, and then they're like, hey, what's up, it's me. But I mean, that's pretty much all I have right now. I just wanted to read some of the comments to you guys, give you guys some different theories behind all of it. I didn't want you guys to just kind of stick with mine and then that pretty much be it. I love reading your guys' comments and hearing your opinions on things, and I just want to be able to share them because I really appreciate you guys even taking the time out of your day to comment what you think is happening, because I don't know, it's crazy to me that any of this is going on, and to have you guys supporting me and to have you guys there with me, it's just, it makes it a lot easier. I really miss using the board, and I miss talking to T, and I miss all of the videos that I could do with them, and it sucks that I can't do that right now, but I still like making these videos where I can talk about it and we can talk about it and discuss everything that's happening. These are like my favorite videos to film because I can just sit here and talk about whatever and tell you guys what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and I can talk about what you guys are thinking and what you guys are feeling because you guys are commenting on the videos, and I love it so much. I love interacting with you guys, and I appreciate you guys more than you could ever know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if this is so repetitive of last week's video, but I just feel like we need to talk about it more. I feel like there are so many things that could be happening with it, and I just want to be able to get every theory out there. So let me know what you guys think about these different theories, if you agree with them, if you don't, why, and all that fun stuff. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. These are like the greatest things in the entire world. And it's like four cinnamon rolls for $1. Fuck me up. I'm in love.